We all want to help the people we love. It's just a natural instinct. But what if that help, the stuff we do out of the best intentions, is actually creating dependence instead of freedom? Today, we're going to dig into a tough but really important question. Is our generosity truly helping, or could it be trapping the very people we care about?
Okay, let's just dive right into this because it's a powerful, maybe even uncomfortable idea. Supporting people without strategy does not end struggle. It often preserves it. So what are we really saying here? It means that when our help is just a reaction, a quick fix for a crisis, we might actually be keeping people stuck in that cycle of need instead of helping them break free. So what does this cycle of dependence actually feel like in real life? Well, it's that feeling of being constantly stretched, completely drained. You know what I'm talking about. It's the endless stream of urgent texts, the last-minute crises, and that nagging feeling that you're the only thing holding it all together. It's a pattern that can leave you feeling totally empty, not just in your wallet, but in your soul. And here's the real telltale sign. The pattern just never changes. Every month, it's the same thing. You give, you cover for them, you rescue them. But the need, it doesn't get smaller. The dependence doesn't go away. This is the moment when help starts to feel less like a temporary bridge to get someone to the other side and more like a permanent crutch they can't walk without. This brings us to a really, really crucial distinction. Are we providing support or are we just doing maintenance? Think about it like this. Support is like teaching someone how to build their own boat. It moves them forward, it gives them skills for the future, it fosters independence. But maintenance? That's just constantly bailing water out of their leaky boat. Yeah, it keeps them afloat for today, but it does absolutely nothing to fix the hole. All right, so if we're just stuck in that maintenance loop, what's the real damage? What's the hidden cost here? This is where we start to see how our good intentions can actually weaken people for the future. And here it is, the dangerous trade-off. When help replaces responsibility, initiative fades. It's like, if you know there's always a safety net, why would you ever really learn to fly on your own? This is the quiet, unintentional way our kindness can accidentally rob someone of their own power and drive. And look, the long-term effects, they can be pretty devastating. Progress just stalls out. You're teaching someone how to survive, not how to grow and thrive. And maybe the worst part, that struggle becomes an inheritance, passed down from one generation to the next because no new systems, no new ways of doing things were ever built. Your help becomes a constant leak, not a seed that grows into something new. Okay, so if just reacting with our hearts and giving without a plan isn't cutting it, what's the alternative? Well, the source material suggests we need a huge shift in our thinking. We have to move beyond pure emotional reaction and start acting with intentional strategic wisdom. And this brings up such a powerful idea about what we leave behind. A true inheritance, it's not just about cash. According to this wisdom, it's capability. It's the knowledge, the systems, and the freedom for someone to stand on their own 2 feet long after we're gone. Now that's powerful. This really forces us to redefine what kindness even looks like. It's realizing that true care builds a person's capacity instead of just feeding the same old cycle. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can possibly do is to teach, not just to rescue. It's not about being less kind, it's about being deeply, deeply intentional with our love. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in practice? How do we make that jump from just maintaining to truly building freedom? Well, here are 4 really practical, actionable steps. And you'll notice the pattern here, right? It's a huge shift away from just handing over money. It's about teaching financial literacy, helping someone build their own income, investing in tools that make them productive, and creating systems that can last. And this can be a really tough pill to swallow. You are not unkind for refusing to be the system. It feels so uncomfortable to say no sometimes, doesn't it? But remember, your goal isn't to be the emergency safety net forever. Your real responsibility is to help them build a system that can stand on its own, even when you have to take a step back. Which brings us to our final and, I think, maybe the most powerful mindset shift of all. It's about figuring out your real role here. Are you trying to be the savior, or are you acting as a steward? Wow, this metaphor just hits so hard, doesn't it? If you burn yourself out to keep everyone warm, eventually everyone goes cold. You just can't be the only source of heat for everyone. It's completely unsustainable. Eventually, you burn out, and then everyone is left in the cold.
And this right here, this is the fundamental difference. The savior role is all about personal sacrifice. You're carrying the entire burden, and honestly, you're just delaying an inevitable collapse. But the steward? Oh, the steward is playing a totally different game. They use wisdom and planning to empower others, to help them build their own capacity for growth that lasts.
And that's really the key takeaway here, isn't it? Love without wisdom. It feels noble. It really does. We feel good doing it. But love combined with a real strategy, that is what actually changes lives for the long haul. So that leaves us with this one big question to chew on. Is your support teaching people to fish, or is it just keeping them dependent on your net? It's a real challenge with all of us to take a hard, honest look at how we give and the impact it's truly having. Thanks for digging into this with me.